Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to the first episode of just brainstorming the everything that comes to my fucking mind, bro. So today on the list we have Stranger Things. So is it any good? Should you watch it or should you just skip it? You already know that that's like the most viral series of 2025, definitely. So if you're considering watching it or no, like. I can tell you right now what you should do. Like, should you do it or not? So, to make this the simplest possible, I will just ask you one easy question to answer. Do you like any of these genres of series? So, do you like comedy? Do you like horror? Do you like uh, sci-fi? And do you like drama? If you like any of these, you will like Stranger Things. That's just for sure because this series is combination of all of those, you know, and also it combines with the 80s vibes, which a lot of people like, and it's, kind of like it involves kids, so that's how kids can also adapt with the series itself. So it's basically a combination of like every single aspect of the series. So that's why it's that successful because like if you like any of those types of movies and series, you will like Stranger Things, you know. So now let's get the spoilers out of the way. Now I will talk a little bit about the series itself for the people that want to know my opinion about the ending and about the whole series itself. So if you want, you can just leave now because, I'm getting into spoilers. Okay. So, my view, guys, is that they fucked up the ending a little bit. Like, I feel like they could have done different job in a way that I feel like the ending ended the other way than it's presented. But we will get into that. But first off, I will say the, you know, very obvious thing, and that is that my favorite season is season 4 because I feel like I liked a lot about how they connected all the things with Henry and everyone, you know? I feel like season 4 had an amazing fighting scenes, it had like a lot of drama in itself and it's like it was kind of creepy in some moments and that's the two things that I liked a lot about that season. So I would put that as the best season of the series. Of course, season 1 would be the second one in my opinion, because season 1 was nostalgic, and like I really liked how Eleven was shown in that season. It was like she was the most like entertaining person in that like uh, throughout the whole like fucking series, bro. But especially season 1. Like season 1 was her goated season, in my opinion. So then I would put season 3 because season three had that whole mall like thing. It was pretty good in my opinion, like it was like a good location to put the series in. And then I would put season 2. Season 2 wasn't, I feel like it was just a connection to season 1. It didn't have a lot of things that are unique, in my opinion. And then season 5 we can all agree that is probably the worst season. Yeah, I didn't like how they presented Will because it like made him look a little bit stupid in a way. Not like clearly we can see that like at the end you can connect that shit to be like, he was scared the whole time and like when it was the main fight time, he was just explaining to everyone that he's gay. I feel like they should have done that a long time before. Like I feel like his reveal should have been in season 4, in my opinion, because it had a lot of like spare time for, to connect it all. And you know, I didn't like that his reveal was longer than the main fight with the biggest like enemy that we had, like the Hive Mind and the Vecna combined You know, that fight lasted 6 minutes, bro. It's like like you can't tell me that is normal. You can't tell me that is normal, and especially considering that, this is like a series that is 10 years in making. So it's like you can't end 10 years in making with like that kind of ending, where like they're fighting, 15 of them are fighting against the hive mind, which is like which like cannot deal a single damage. Like, have you guys like seen that like hive mind connected to Vecna, the biggest enemy that the kids had throughout the whole time, didn't deal a single damage. He didn't fucking scratch a single person, bro. He wasn't even close in doing that, bro. That is just like, to me, that is just absurd, to make your enemies look that stupid, to make Demogorgons like go on a vacation or some shit, It's just, to me, that's the stupidest thing they made because it kills that scariness that we had about Hive Mind, for example, like Hive Mind was scary as fuck, and it was mysterious in a way, and they destroyed that mystery with making him look like a fucking spider, like it just, to me, that whole like a villain arc is terrible. Like they did it terribly. Of course they did it because they want us to focus on the good guys, but the thing is, the the best series are the one that have, you know, enemies and good and heroes, good people, they have them like kind of close to each other, This shit wasn't even close, bro. Like, you can't tell me the fucking Demogorgon is not dying to a gun, but then fucking Lucas hits a Hive Mind and Vecna combined with the fucking whatever that shit is, and fucking kills him, instantly, bro. He damages him. Like it's like you cannot make your villains look that bad, especially in when you're making 10 year, when your series is 10 year long, like you can't just end it like that, The other thing that I want to point out is my view on the ending. So if we're going with the specific ending, how they ended it, I feel like 11 is dead, because I feel like that gives to her a little bit more props, because I feel like if she's dead, you know, then it will be like, honoring moment in a way, you know what I mean? Like it's like she gets even bigger props than ever, if she fucking sacrificed herself for everyone else's good sake, it just gives to her character even more, even though she don't need to have better character, like she's fucking the best character already, but we're like, this shit like just summarizes it up, It's just perfect way to end the things with her sacrificing. The other thing that I want to point out, I feel like the ending is completely different, and I will give you my theory, guys, and you tell me in the comments, do you buy into this theory or do you feel like it's complete bullshit? And I will give you some pictures, so I can like, make it more explainable to you guys. So basically, you remember when the kids were playing D&D, like in season one, and when Will got kidnapped? The whole thing that I think is that this whole series is Mike telling us a story that or like even kids creating their own story, in a way that that Demogorgon that that kidnapped Bill was actually him and in his minds getting trapped because he is, gay. So he is like that Demogorgon is attacking him in a way that it's like dragging him not to tell everyone that he's gay. You know what I mean? Like it's 80s time, and that would be pretty like self-explanatory, Like it was not normal to be gay back then, So that way, like Demogorgon is actually like a creature that is attacking him from saying that he is gay, you know. So also that would explain why fucking Max is like healed after everything, after everything that she's been through. Then the military not attacking them at all after they kill like 30 soldiers. Like those kind of things would be explained if this whole thing is just an illusion that kids played. And why they are crying is because they need to go grow up. They need to go. They need to stop playing the games. And that's why the ending is other kids coming in and playing the game, the D&D, because that like aligns to the other generation that wants to play D&D. It's like that's all. And also why that has anything to do with Eleven, like where is Eleven? I feel like Eleven's character is actually a fictional character that Mike made himself, imaginary girlfriend of his, that he made in the game because, that would explain why she's gone missing, in the end, because she actually never even existed. It was all the game that guys played, you know. That would also explain the, you know, fucking terrible enemies, in a way that, like, of course, kids are gonna make it so they all survive, but also those kids that died, like Chrissy or like, whoever else, like they were actually dead by like some like accident that happened, and then kids made it so how they interpret it, like Vecna killed them or like, you know what I mean? Like it's literally all a game that guys are playing, you know, in their house, and it's like that would explain all that, like they're crying because Mike needs to grow up and not have his imaginary girlfriend no more. And like kids actually are gonna stop playing now, and it's time for someone else to go and play their own game and imagine new ways. So, what do you think about this whole topic that I told you? Like my idea of the ending? I feel like with this ending, everything is kind of explained. I feel like if your ending is like this, if they mean to end it like this, I feel like then they literally cooked with this shit. But then I would give like to season 5 even a 10 out of 10. But if it's not, if it's just my like stupid illusion or some shit, then I feel like it's really an average kind of ending, like not even average, below average kind of ending. So yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comment, guys. How did you like Stranger Things? And yeah, I'll see you in another video, which is probably gonna be about other topic. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.